Here we go.
Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Sky, please take the stand?
Hello, Lana. Miss Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor? I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years.
Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth.
Of course, the truth.
Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
Now then, your testimony, if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant.
Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. The only chance. Gant and the fabrication. Ooh. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. That's bullshit.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course I'm sure.
But Lana!
If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this.
That's what I've been telling you from the very beginning.
Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she's telling the truth?
She's not. I know my own sister.
Are you telepath? Are you psychic or something? Can you hear my thoughts? Like, what the fuck? She's been doing that all game. I'm so confused about that.
Whenever she speaks stifling like that, she's hiding something. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself.
The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
That's bullshit. So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide the fact you're willing to risk the death sentence?
She's lying. She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened.
In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions.
Mr. Wright, my sister's lying.
Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself.
There's no way she could have done it alone.
I've got to get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? Bullshit. But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. And fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchable blade. Switchblade? Oh, I was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
All just to protect me.
What the fuck?
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. Wait, what? That's new. Planted it inside the body and then moved the body. What? You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's body?
And then you moved the body?
But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others. Why did you plant the knife? Why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out.
Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife.
According to your testimony, Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, right? Yes, and leaving it at that might point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body.
So you buried it inside the victim's stab wound?
Yes. Because I hated Dark for what he did.
Hmm?
Why did you move the body? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's office desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Sky moved the body.
And there's more, I guess. The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan. Those pieces of the jar, you mean? Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. That's a weird word. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during the struggle.
I see.
What's the matter, Emma?
Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that.
There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. Maybe the jar? Oh, what? No way that was right. What the fuck? I guess right, damn. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction with your testimony. A contradiction? In my testimony? Yes, you're not perfect. You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events have threatened my plan." That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write this message on the jar, it must not yet have been broken before he died. Ah. He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar! That's true, that's true, that's true.
Order, order!
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and his bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical? Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well, the witness may now continue her testimony.
Alright. Jar and message in blood. I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar, but it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time.
She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Indeed. The blood traces on the jar. What the... Okay. So the jar was already broken. It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
It certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case.
That's fucking rude. But not as feeble as the judge's judgment. You were an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces? Normally I would have. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene? Yes, I don't have any excuse for my actions.
I'm so sorry, Lana. I didn't know. I've treated you so badly all this time.
It's not too late, huh? There's still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident.
No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office.
More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony.
Your sister's really putting up a fight here, isn't she? She must really care about you. Still, she's not doing this the right way. I think I finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around. Really, what's the fucking contradiction? Cause I can't see it. You did not get every last piece, you little shit. Yeah, I guessed right. Oh, she did. She said earlier that she got every piece, but she didn't get every piece. So I was like, maybe I should use the jar on this one. I was just guessing though, but I was right. Yes, Miss Guy, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's office. No, safe. Oops. In the chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up to the scene. Chief Gant got there before you!
Oh shit.
The defendant have simply missed a piece.
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective.
That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Oh, can you believe that?
Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first, why would he break the jar?
The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide the fact for 2 years?
I don't know.
Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that?
No. No! No! I refuse. Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposefully hit one of the broken jar pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence.
But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet. Oh my god, did you just bite your finger? And I think I saw blood coming out of it. That's disgusting. Ew. No, I did it on my own.
Please, sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake.
No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients.
Foul lies?
How dare you? Imagine that coming from my own client.
I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
What?
Wait a minute. What? What if? We're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana, maybe you're right after all. What do you mean, right? What the fuck?
So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright?
No! Miss Sky, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
What? But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Sky, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there's the possibility that it will, if you tell the truth. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
All right, the witness may testify once more, but that's the final time.
Actual crime scene, wow.
When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor's sword. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and carry it. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
Unbelievable that the body was impaled on the armor's sword.
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof.
What?
I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What? To me?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that.
Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you.
Well, Mr. Wright, please present this picture.
I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana.
Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere.
This is the only thing I received, and there's nothing in here. What? Look at this. This is cute. Wait, what the fuck? There's a picture! Hey, there's a picture here. Oh, shit!
Oh my! This is the actual crime scene.
No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything. Okay, so there was a picture in there. Crime scene photo from the case 2 years ago taken.
Gasp! Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from his vest. Could that be...
The cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. Ah.
This is a handprint, isn't it?
Yes.
That cloth, it had fingerprints on it. Whoever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer.
What? But those fingerprints are yours. They're yours, Emma.
Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright?
Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer.
Very well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. God damn it.
Actual crime scene. Oh, what the fuck? Wait, what the... Is it Gant? I knew it! Hello, Gant. Come now, Haji. Why are you back, dude? Are you here to stop this or something? This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen.
Chief Gant.
What, now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your neck.
No!
Fuck! Ah, so what? You think I'm worried? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence.
Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence?
No, I don't. But someone does.
Someone.
So, what's your excuse, righto? Fuck. Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt.
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
Shit. If I show that piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence presented now, and if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
What the hell do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? I don't think I should show it, honestly. But is that the right option? Let's try it. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie!
Chief can't.
You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence. Nope. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together.
Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about, Chief Gant? Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area?
It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gal, righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened.
What? You mean you admit to it?
I thought you couldn't testify. Okay. I was the first person to arrive at this crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
So you really were manipulating her?
I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Miss Sky?
I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived. At the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe?
But why?
For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forcing the evidence?
What do you take me for, a fool? I didn't make police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hit the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood of all the pieces. But if you fabricated all the evidence, What's to say that you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Oh. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you admit to it then, Chief Gant? That you were hiding the cloth you cut of the victim's vest in your safe? Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Sorry, still can't show it. No, it's too late to show the evidence now. Besides, even if I did, it just exposed that poor girl's fingerprints. Right, think hard over the circumstances. The circumstances? I'm talking about then and now. There's one major difference between the two. Weren't you waiting for that difference? So, Edgeworth figured out my plan. God damn it, I have to show it! Fuck!
Mr. Wright, this is your only chance.
Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
All right then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows you actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
Ah, fucking shit. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh yes, at last you finally brought it out into the open.
There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean?
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. You're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy. What? Think about it. Righto had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be? You mean you already know? You already know whose fingerprints are on that?
Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they?
Fine. Very well. I'll tell you. It should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is... I'm sorry, Emma.
Emma Sky!
What? They're mine?
I'm sorry, Emma.
But why? Why didn't you tell me?
Oh. You're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along, and you'd still tried to pin the murder on me.
So it's true, tragic but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
Hold it!
How could you? You monster!
Miss Sky!
You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet. Ha! But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer. Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up. Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
No. I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction. What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction, one that proves who the real killer is. This is getting intense now, holy shit.
Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth. What could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth. What the hell contradicts this cloth? I don't know. Is it this? We haven't used this. Oh, it's fun watching you squirm, Righto. Nope, that was not right. Fucking shit. I mean, the only thing I can think of is this one because it's new, but I don't know. And what exactly is this supposed to be? Oh, it was right, yes. Why is it right? Why is this one right, though? I don't understand why. Yeah, I don't understand why, bro. This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. Yes, I can see it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out.
Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs no doubt were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth.
Oh, it doesn't have blood on it. Oh, shit! I see.
It doesn't have any blood. Wait, there's no blood on it. Oh, fuck!
Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense! Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky? Picked up the unconscious prosecutor and impaled him on the armor's sword. I mean, dude, you kind of already told us, so you walked into our trap this time. Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, you set the said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood, a jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue and make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago, that you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer. No! It's finally all over. Oh my god, that was sick! That was awesome. You lose. Oh wait, what the fuck? Oh god. Objection. Oh! That was close, right though. You almost had me. What? Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
What do you mean you refute his allegations? Like, what are you talking about?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence. A what?
Order. What nonsense is this?
I guess this time we have to use this one, right? Because we haven't used this one.
Order, what nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, RG. Earlier, old Righto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor.
Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
But that's not fair.
Ho, 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 ho. Did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son. Fuck.
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth,
True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person, assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
well, Mr. Wright,
It seems at last. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Mr. Wright, do you admit it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
I did not. I admit, I refused to present it at one point. So the evidence is illegal. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Oh! It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't.
What do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence. No, Aji, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward you can't really believe. There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well, let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your content was not in violation of the law, then do so now.
It's this, yes? Yes! This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Amaskai's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more. What? You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself inside your safe. This goes without saying I did not have approval from the police department. Rule number 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here is the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and... Objection! Sorry, but can you recall when was that picture presented?
That was shown only a few moments ago.
No. He's right. He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, yes. No. It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant! The killer was you! Okay, what? I thought it was gonna go crazy. He's going insane. Jesus Christ! I knew I should have gotten rid of him. That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on haunting me. Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty. He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Yeah, that's right. If the evidence is transferred, then I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you gotta help me. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit. He stole Goodman's ID and tried to take the evidence. Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden he decided to speak out. Really? What are you talking about, Goodman? How should we make him sound? I don't know. Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered. No. He opened his evidence locker and as he was taking the evidence out, he said, "It's not too late. I'm going to hand all this over to Marshall." Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought that he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it, that accursed knife. And you killed him. Stab, 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 stab. I couldn't just pull it out. Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime. Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. The bloody handprint. Detective Gumshoe's locker. I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it. Then you put the body in my car? I'm sorry, I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how could you get Miss Guy involved in all this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out. So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker. I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So, you left the jar fragments in the glove. Yes, yep. It looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. You fucked up, dude. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay. Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that. Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court? Me? You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me. We're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. No, I don't think I will. You're still here, Jesus. Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy.
What?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend.
I'm sorry too, Damon Gunt. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator, an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person.
Those days are gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Wright here. And Worthy. With all these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodies, sounds of a new beginning. So, there are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gaunt betrayed you from the very beginning. You see, Miss Sky, you no longer have any reason to keep silent. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell you everything. All that I've done these past 2 years, from the time I had Gaunt help me force evidence up until now.
So, it seems all the questions that raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all your trouble. My. What high standards you have for a rookie. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top. She's smiling. Oh, I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky, and to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you, and yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it. I only did my job.
In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky,
Yes, Your Honor.
you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. That's very, very sweet, actually. Very nice.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky,
Not!
guilty! Yeah!
Fuck yeah, let's do it. We did it, boys. Woohoo!
That is all. This court is adjourned. Goodbye.
At long last, it's finally over. Oh, hey, Emma, hello. Are you okay? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook. But at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit.
No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended.
I can't see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well. Oh, she didn't acknowledge you or something?
You know, I did my best too, but Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. I'm so awkward. Oh my god. Guess I am. I'll come back later. What do you want now? What do you want now? You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around while on duty. I've seen happy people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. What, Lana? Ah, yes, hello.
Lana!
Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. I don't give a shit. Well, I won't tell if you won't. Emma, I owe you an apology.
It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it.
That day 2 years ago. Was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped in that mess.
Sis!
I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. What? I changed after that day. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years. I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you would react if even you.
But sis, you were only doing it for me.
No.
Huh?
I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I am so sorry.
But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now.
You're happy?
Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have.
Smiling time! Oh, Emma. Oh, Emma. Oh, that's very sweet. Wow. No one can change this past. I'm kind of cheering up here. It's very sweet. Jesus. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from that we can move on toward a brighter future. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe.
Me?
Thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
Edgeworth?
Stop hiding and come over here.
Oh,
I'm here. Fuck's sake. Where was he hiding? I just came to say, congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Well, I'll be going now. Just left. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. What? I thought you left, okay? We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. Damn, it's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realize today that I can't correct my mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right. You despise criminals, I can feel it, you and me, we're the same. One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them, but in order to fight crime on my own, I need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. What that's worth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as the prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime, but they both made the same mistake. You said in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. I hate those when D and T are mixed together. I hate it. You weren't alone.
what?
You were working together with Mr. Wright, and because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? What? Yeah, what is this, a pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about.
Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. I don't know, man. Who the fuck knows? Couldn't have found on my own. Is it the attorney's badge? I'm gonna guess that. That might mean something to you, but I don't see how it had anything to do with our partnership. Okay, I was wrong. Mr. Wright, it seems you still have a lot to learn as well. I guess that wasn't the right piece of evidence. Oops. It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth.
If you'll excuse me. There's still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
Goodbye, Edgeworth.
Edgeworth, what will you do now?
Okay, hi, Edgeworth. Well, whatever you do, just remember, you can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you. I know, it seems I owe you my thanks too, Mr. Wright. But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell. Fair winds. I'd better be going too. Okay, but I'll be by to visit you soon. It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, this is a little something for you. Scientific investigation? How many damn books do you have, Jesus? It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis, I will. Goodbye. And so another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself. Damn, this is cool.
Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal.
What is it, detective? What do you want?
This is a little matter about to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
But I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story. Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Yeah, well, you say Mr. Wright here is the one who will be footing the bill.
What? No! Fuck off, I'm not doing that shit.
What, you think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best.
My wallet, why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. Objection. I object to this shit. Wait, what? Oh! We finished the game! I think so. I believe so. I hope. I arranged for a friend of mine in Europe to take care of something. I hope she'll be pleased to study on top. It's going too fast. Blah 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 blah. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Wow, that's pretty cool, actually. She's still in jail, fuck's sake. Planning, Takeshi Yamasaki. I don't know if I said that right, I'm sorry. Design, I'm not gonna say those names. I don't wanna fuck them up.
Yikes, I thought I was goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalize you anymore, it would be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily.
True. So you're still a detective then? That's a good. Wow. This was quite the game. Jesus. Quite the fucking episode right there. Jesus Christ. I did a lot in this shit. I don't want to read for this guy, so I'm not doing it. I refuse. I don't like talking for this guy. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes, sir. They... Blah, 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 blah. Like that dick gumshoe. Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Hello, Blue Badger. I hate you. Everyone hates you, don't they? Stab, 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 kill someone, kill, kill. Oh, he's dead. Okay. I think you're out of batteries or something. Boom, boom. What is it? Can't you see I'm having... Wait, why are you in jail? Oh, wait, you turned yourself in, didn't you? Well, cowboy, it looks like you did it. You even gave Babina back your... What? Back her smile, okay. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water? What? What are you talking about, dude? I'm not reading for her either. Boo. Just blah 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 blah. I don't like her, so I'm not reading for her. Fuck you. I'm not doing it. Nope. Dun 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 dun. Meh 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 meh. Meh 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 meh.
I'll never forget. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left. Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other, how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, gotta go.
I've never seen your chair before. What? That's your chair? That's a weird-ass chair. Jesus. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. What the fuck, Maya? Hello. Ah, nothing soothes like the soul like fresh crunchy air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm fully fledged. Spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon. Training's about to begin. Coming. Well, see you around, Nick. I miss Maya. I love her. I like her so much. She's a nice character. I bet she'll be back in the next game, though. No doubt about that. Dun dun dun. Wow! Where the hell is Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? I brought you your tea. What's going on? You're being fired, bro. You're being goddamn fired. Fuck you, bellboy, you fucking... Hungur. Bam, 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 bam. Hey! Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be all right. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. That's very sweet. I like Emma. She's nice. Wait, what? I can investigate this. Let's see what's inside. Is there any cool picture? Oh, a thingy. A picture? Let me see the picture. Oh, that's very sweet. I love that. That's a cool picture. Lana and Emma together again. Or before. Or whatever. It's an old picture, I think. Very sweet picture. Capcom! Oh, no. Damn. Objection or something. No, the game's not over yet. Fuck you. Haha. Do I get to save? Wow. Oh, it didn't save. Okay. We finished the first Ace Attorney game. Holy shit.
That was quite the ride. I really loved this game. It wasn't perfect, but I did like it. I did like it very much. I do think chapter 1 and chapter 3 were the weakest chapters, I think. I really... Was chapter 3 with the samurai shit? I don't remember, but I think so. That wasn't my favorite chapter. Episode 1 was also really short and just, I don't know, it was an introduction, but it was not, interesting or anything. Nothing really happened in it, nothing of consequence, so, we did get to see Mia in that first episode for, like, for just, like, one trial. Then she just dies. Yeah, we're just gonna kill her off. Because I thought she would be important for the rest of the game, but no, she's just dead. Hopefully you guys had as much fun as me on this journey with me through the first Ace Attorney game. It was really fun. Hopefully you enjoyed the ride, and maybe in the future I'll play the second one. We'll see. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. And yeah, goodbye.